When we define a problem for an experiment, the things that we need to make sure that we have in there is we need to talk about the groups. So what's our treatment group, our control group? We need to talk about the measure. So what is it that we are measuring? Is it the height, the length, the response rate, the whatever it is, what's the measurement that we're making? What is the population? So we've got to describe that quite specifically. And we need to use this word effect in there. So that comes from the whole idea of an experiment, is that we're trying to look for this whole idea of cause and effect, okay? So like this little picture shows, giving an injection, that's the cause. The effect is that we see somebody crying, okay? So the injection causes the tears, cause and effect. We've also got to have a purpose and make a prediction. So if we're doing an experiment looking whether senior students can stand on either their dominant leg or non-dominant leg. Now what I mean by that is dominant is if you are right-handed, then your right side of your body is the dominant side. If you're left-handed, your left side of your body is dominant. So most people, there's about 90% of people that are right-handed and 10% that are left-handed. So we're talking about standing on your stronger leg, okay? And I think that so my question is, I wonder if standing on your dominant leg has an effect on the length of time you can stand on this leg. So what we've got there is I'm talking about standing on my dominant leg, so that's going to be one group, and so I'm going to have a group that stands on their dominant leg and a group that stands on their non-dominant leg, and I wonder if that affects the length of time. So there's my variable, the length of time with the units, and I've given the population for senior students in 13 stats at Macaulay High School 2016. Okay, so there's my investigation question. To come up with a purpose for this, it might be that as a PE teacher, I want to know if one side's stronger than the other, because I'm looking at whether I need to build up the strength on one side of people's bodies, students' bodies, or the other, or whether I can expect both sides to be pretty equal in terms of strength. So to test it, I'm going to make them stand on their dominant leg or non-dominant leg to see if there's any difference. So there's my reason for wanting to investigate this particular question. I'm going to make a prediction, and I'm going to say that I think that they can stand on their dominant side longer, because that's the side we use more. So when I take a step, I'll usually step forward with my dominant leg first. So my hand, if you look at the muscles in your hand, the muscles on one of your hands are slightly bigger than the other. Same with your feet. When you go to try on shoes, often you'll find one foot is slightly bigger than the other. That's because you've got one side is more dominant, so the muscles and the bones are a little bit bigger because you use them more. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm predicting this because, and I'm giving a reason for that, and then I've gone to find some research to support that. Okay, and I've got a quote, I've got the reference down the bottom of where it's come from. So I'm finding a quote that matches everything that I'm just talking about there. And there's my definition of my problem.